Did they hear I have a cookie problem? Like people, like that's my addiction is cookies.
Yeah.
Which is a problem, but
yeah.
grandmas love me.
Yep.
I'll tell you what. Hey guys, I'm Ever Jacob. Today we're here with Morgan, and we're just gonna talk about what you do here at the Willow.
Okay.
Cool. So go ahead. Let's just start with what you do here. Let's start with that.
Yeah. So here at the Willow, I'm the wedding and event coordinator here. I'm the main point of contact pretty much from the tour all the way to the end of the night. So I meet with couples during their tour. So right when they come here for the very first time, I meet them, and then we have a coordination meeting about 6 months out from their wedding date. And then we'll chat pretty much throughout that entire timeline there. And then the day of, I'm here to coordinate everything, make sure the timeline is on schedule, and then pretty much till the end of the night.
Yeah. So let's talk about like day of. What like it's you brushed over that so quickly. Let's talk about like everything that goes into your job, because I feel like a lot of people want to be a wedding day of coordinator.
Yeah.
And let's just go over that a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, what's that look like?
Yeah, so I brush over it so quickly because to me it's like second nature. Like I just show up and I just do it. So the day of, I'm here pretty much to coordinate all vendors. So as they arrive, I let you guys know, and you know from being here too as a photographer, I communicate with you guys all day. You know, sometimes the weather isn't working out.
Yeah.
We need to adapt to pretty much anything. I'm here for family members to direct them, direct guests when they get here. And then I work with the bride and groom pretty much all day. I'm in contact with them all day. I keep on schedule. We pretty much stick to that timeline from start to finish, almost down to the minute.
Yeah.
And you know that too. I like brides and grooms to get the most of their time. So we'll follow that timeline right down to the minute. It's a big day. It's an expensive day. So I like to stick to that timeline pretty much down to a T. So that's the day of. Leading up to it, there's pretty much nonstop communication. Yeah. Those coordination meetings, we go over every detail from cocktail hour, ceremony. If you're getting married on site, obviously rehearsal and things like that too. And then communication is constant up until the day of, and sometimes even after. I make lasting relationships with a lot of these people, so communication is honestly huge with this.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we're the same way. We end up becoming friends with a ton of our couples. We just had dinner the other night with, actually it was a couple from up here from last year. We had dinner with them, which is pretty cool that you can build those relationships.
Yeah.
You were talking about timelines. Are you like a big timeline person?
Yeah.
Like we are definitely a big timeline person. I know like you send us your timeline, we build our own timelines, but let's just go into a little bit like what goes into building a good timeline.
Yeah, a good timeline pretty much consists of everything that you want to do that day. So some brides and grooms may not want to do a certain thing like a cake cutting or a bouquet and garter toss. Yeah. So we pretty much work in that coordination meeting to build your timeline from start to finish. So the minute you arrive in the venue until the very end of the night. So we'll have every event, I like to call them events, in that timeline, which goes anywhere from first dance, father-daughter dance, cake cutting, dollar dance, and we follow that the entire day.
Yeah. What about like time management? Like I know a lot of times when I talk to my couples, they think things don't take as much time and they try to cram a lot of things in.
Yeah.
Any advice to like future brides about any of that?
Yeah, it honestly depends on your guest count too. So if you have a large guest count, leave a lot more time in between each event. Yeah. Also, a bridal party size makes a big difference in that too. Yeah. If you have a small bridal party, obviously intros won't take as long. Yeah. If you have a huge bridal party, intros will take a lot longer. Yeah. And honestly, it depends on how you want to do each thing too. So if you want to do your first dance right away, you know, things take a certain amount of time. If you want to get your guests seated right away, that takes a lot of time too, especially if you have a bigger guest count. So honestly, take both of those into consideration. Your guest count and your bridal party size are huge for that.
Yeah, for sure. This might be a hot take, but do you prefer like, or do you not, does it not matter to you, but like, do you like when they do all the events or like none of the events and just get straight to dancing? What do you prefer? Or do you not, does it not matter?
It doesn't matter to me. Honestly, it all depends on when your cocktail hour starts. So if your cocktail hour is a 4 o'clock cocktail hour, obviously do as much beforehand as you can, so you're not eating dinner at like 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So if your cocktail hour, say, is 5 o'clock, then do your first dance, your cake cutting, and if you plan to do a blessing, then go into dinner. That way you're not eating dinner so early in the day.
Yeah. What about, so I'm gonna push you a little bit here. If you were getting married, would you do all the events, or would you do none? Would you try, if you had to pick one, do everything, like bouquet toss, garter, cake cutting, you know, like a formal cake cutting where everybody sees it, you know, everything, or just come into the reception, get introduced, and then basically dinner, and then just party dancing?
I mean, thinking of my family, we love to party, so I would probably just take care of everything right away, and then just party the rest of the night after dinner.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So how did you get into weddings?
Oh my gosh. 2010, I kind of did a couple by myself for a while just to feel it out, to see if I liked it, and I ended up obviously loving it. And since 2010, I've done it off and on. I had my kids, so I took a little bit of time off with them. And then I started doing it again on my own before I started here. And then I actually, by luck, started here, and I've actually made a career out of it, and I love it here. I hope to pretty much retire here. And I told Mindy I'll probably die in that desk chair down there because I love it here so much. But I sent a message to Mindy, I think July of, 2020. How long have I been here? A year and a half-ish?
Yeah.
So I sent a message to Mindy on Facebook in July. I saw this venue was opening. We were actually going to my cousin's bridal shower at Flair of Country when it was at the airport.
Yeah.
And I saw this building here, and I'm like, what is this? What you know, what's that going to be? And it looked massive, and I Googled it, and I found out it was going to be a wedding venue, and I'm like, I have to message them.
Yeah.
I want to see if they would be interested in my services at all. And it was truly by luck. And Mindy's like, you know what? We actually are. They interviewed me here, and at the time, Mindy didn't know it, but I'm scared to death of heights. So they brought me up here in the bridal suite, which is where we're at now, but it was literally like you were walking a plank. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's beautiful. Meanwhile, I'm dying inside because I'm so scared. But they interviewed me, and I started right before the Christmas rush, and everything was just like a mad dash when I first started. And we had our first wedding here in March of 2024, and ever since then, I've been here for pretty much every one, and it's been amazing. Yeah.
So you mentioned you did weddings before you came here.
Yeah.
What did that look like? Did you own your own business? Did you just do them on the side?
Yeah, it was kind of a side thing. I worked full time aside from that, so I just did it, you know, as a hobby more than anything. And when I started here, it became my full-time career. So before that, I did it by myself. I kind of just advertised on social media a little bit and made my own packages and just did some weddings at random venues around the area. But other than that, it was just kind of a hobby before this.
Yeah. So were you more of like a day of coordinator or like a wedding planner?
Yeah, it was both. It depended on the couple's needs. So if they just wanted me there the day of to coordinate things, I just did that. And that obviously depended on the package too. So if they wanted me to do it from start to finish, you know, they didn't want to talk to any vendors, they didn't want to send out their invitations, I could do that. If they just wanted me there the day of to keep things organized, I could do that too. Yeah.
And that you are strictly a day of coordinator here.
Yeah, here. Nope, I don't do anything outside of here, so I'm just here now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, like, so you don't do any of like the extra like coordination stuff?
Not really. This is a different beast here.
Yeah.
Corey and Mindy kind of let me build my own package here, I guess you could say. So decorating wise, that's mainly up to the couple, or if they hire a florist, a decorator, anything like that. I'm strictly just the coordinator here. So I'm here to keep your day on time and to keep people from bothering you, you know, vendors, anything like that.
Yeah.
So I'm here just as your coordinator.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. Like, so what all goes in? What's the difference between a coordinator and a planner?
Coordinator,
just so the people, you know, because I think that gets confused a lot.
It does get confused a lot, and even a venue manager too. Yeah. That's something else that really gets confused. I think like Corey more so plays the venue manager role here because say something breaks, he can fix that.
Yep.
Say a light switch isn't working, he can fix that kind of thing. Coordinator, I actually speak directly to the couples and the vendors. I literally coordinate your day. Yeah. So I keep your day on time. I'm your main point of contact. If anyone needs anything, they come to me. Yeah. That rehearsal, I'm here for that. Your ceremony, I'm here for that to make sure everything goes smoothly. A venue manager doesn't do any of that. They literally just take care of the venue itself.
Yeah.
So they don't coordinate anything for you. So there's a big difference as far as that goes.
Yeah. And then planners just go more in depth then.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we go more in depth with things as far as a coordinator goes, just because we do the timeline, we do the planning, we do, the rehearsal, everything like that. A planner, I think, I'm not quite sure really if there's much of a difference. I consider myself a coordinator and a planner.
Yeah.
Venue manager, I think, is more so what gets confused with coordinator. They're not the same at all.
Okay. So your role's switching a little bit this year, I think, right? So what's the difference? What's it going to look like this year as opposed to last year?
Yeah, so last year I was a one-man show. I took on all 41 weddings myself, which became very overwhelming, as I'm sure you know. That many weddings is a lot. Yeah. So this year I will still be the main point of contact. I will meet with all the brides, the couples, and coordinate everything pretty much up until the rehearsal. I will still be here for a lot of weddings, but I also will have a team this year, which I'm very thankful. So maybe an assistant or two to take a few Saturdays and a few weddings and rehearsals away from me. So I still have a little time with my family and to be home with them, especially through the summer. My kids are young, so I'll be able to spend a little more time at home with them. But throughout the week and meetings and everything, I'll still be that main point of contact.
Nice. So you said you guys had 41 weddings last year. That's a lot.
Yeah.
In case you didn't know, there's 52 weekends
in
a year. So 41's a lot. How many double weekends was that? Do you know offhand?
Boy, I don't know offhand, but I know at least has to be 5 because holiday weekends are huge.
Yeah.
Labor Day, Memorial Day, those are always sometimes a triple booking. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
That is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. And even Christmas too. I think of our Christmas events we had here. We had every Wednesday and sometimes through Sunday booked in December.
That's crazy.
For Christmas events. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So there's options then booking here that you can book, like if you're gonna have double obviously weddings, you're booking like the day, but you can also book like the weekend.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So we have a couple different packages. So we have the full weekend, which is a Friday through Sunday. So that would give you the option to decorate on Friday and then have your rehearsal and your dinner here if you wanted to. Saturday, ceremony and reception, and then Sunday you could clean up. Yeah. So a really stress-free weekend. You can pretty much do everything day by day and not rush around.
Yeah, if you're looking to book, do that one.
Yes. Friday and Saturday is also great too because you can still have that Friday to decorate, have your rehearsal and dinner. Yeah. And then, still be pretty stress-free on Saturday other than the cleanup. Yeah. We do have Friday or Sunday, which is a discounted rate too. So that would be just a Friday or a Sunday, and then just Saturday too. Yeah. So a bunch of different packages we can work with.
I just can't imagine cleaning up after like your wedding day. I'm exhausted after working a full wedding day, let alone having to clean up at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. You know what? A lot of people have, I always say to designate like aunts and uncles and cousins to do that. Like you just want to leave. As the bride and groom, you want to go to your after party. You want to do something fun. So usually people designate people besides the bride and groom to do that for them.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the property a little bit. So you have the bridal suite, let's talk about, with Corey, we talked about the bridal suite, we talked about the venue. Let's talk about the groom suite that's coming in.
So I'm sure you saw when you pulled in the groom suite. Oh my gosh, I don't know how you missed it.
I know, I was on the wrong side of the building.
Yeah.
I need to go check it out after.
So it is massive and we're very excited for it because that was one of the main things we got asked last year. There's a bridal suite, but what about the groom suite? Is there somewhere that the groom can get married on site? The day is about them too. Yeah. So we want to make it special for everybody. This is a beautiful space for brides and her, bridesmaids to get ready. So the groom suite is going to be amazing. It's going to have a big screen TV, bathroom, a nice little bar in it.
Nice.
Corey and his ideas. I'm sure he has some sort of like foosball table or pool table in mind,
Yeah.
But it's going to be great. So there'll be a space on site for the grooms to get ready too and their groomsmen. It's separate from the building here, but still on property. We didn't want to risk a bride and groom running into each other with it being attached to the building.
That's a coordination in itself.
Yeah. So we have it separate, but just right behind the building here, still on property. Yeah. So really, you don't have to leave all day if you don't want to.
Yeah, that's ideal. It's really nice when we have the ceremony up here, the
Yep.
reception up here. They can get ready up here. It's just like you save so much time.
Right.
Going almost back to timelines. Like when you travel to a church and then travel back from the church to back to here, you lose so much time just traveling.
Yep.
You know, and like you think that you have a long day, and you look at the timeline, and you know, like
It's
I'm
so
usually
fast.
I'm with my couples usually around 10 hours, and it just goes so fast.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
the day's over. You know, I feel like they're getting ready, and then it's over.
Yeah. Yep. In the blink of an eye, truly,
Yeah,
it goes so fast.
It's crazy.
And I think that's also why I'm such a stickler with that timeline, because it does go so fast.
Yeah.
You still want to have time to have fun.
You
too.
have to, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's nice having you here to be that person, so that the bride doesn't have to always like look at her phone to see
Right.
if they're on time. Like, that's one thing I always emphasize to our couples. Like, we have the timelines on our phones as well when we're working with them, so they never need to look at it.
Right.
They need to just embrace the day. Like,
Let us take care of it.
Yeah,
Trust
take
your
the day
vendors.
in, you know, and that's why you book good vendors, you know, good venues, which a venue's still a vendor, I think.
Yeah,
just because it's
absolutely.
a full package, right? But it's just, you just get taken care of when you do spend a little bit more money,
Yeah,
is what it comes down to.
it's worth it.
Yeah, I definitely think so as well. So let's just talk about weddings. What's your favorite part about weddings?
Oh, weddings. I mean, it's so crazy. Back in 2010, when I first started, like, it was about the bright colors and, flashy things. Now, I think it's more so like neutral, which I love because it's timeless.
Yeah.
So I just love to see everyone's different ideas.
Yeah.
Like, some things I'm like, oh, I've seen that a million times. And just this year, for guest books even, people do that after the tone where you can pick up the phone and leave a message.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's just different things like that you see just like change with time. It's just really cool to see. And also, aside from weddings, it's just the couples I work with too.
Yeah.
Specifically my Willow couples, because I'm strictly at this venue now. So building relationships with them has been truly amazing. And like you said, you make friends with them.
Yeah.
I still remain in contact with a lot of them from last year. So
It's hard to call it a job.
yeah.
Especially for me. Like all my friends make fun of me. They tell me I don't have a real job, but I don't want it to be a real job. I want
Yeah.
it to be fun. I tell my couples all the time before I even book them, I'm like, listen, like, I don't want to be working for you. I want to be like hanging out with you. Like,
Yeah.
I want to be like a guest at your wedding. I want to have fun with you. That's why I do like engagement sessions for free.
Yep.
Like, you meet with all the couples before they even book here. Like, if we don't vibe, I would prefer not to like book
Yeah.
with you, just because I want it to be natural.
And it's no
you know?
offense, truly. Like,
Yeah,
if
honestly,
you don't mesh
I don't.
well,
Yeah,
then
absolutely not. Yeah. Because I'm not going to get along with everybody.
Right,
You
right.
know?
You're only
it's hard to
human.
believe.
Yeah.
But
You make the cookie table a requirement when you meet with them. You
Yeah.
can't do their wedding unless they have a cookie table.
I've had one wedding without a cookie table, and I searched for it. I thought they were hiding it from me, and they weren't. They weren't hiding it.
Man,
It was,
they did
yeah.
you dirty there.
It was in Central PA, and I'm like, I almost went up to the couple. I was like, I was thinking, like, do I need to go ask them where the cookie table is?
This
Are they
is a
hiding it?
necessity, guys. You
Did
gotta
they
have this.
Did they hear I have a cookie problem? Like, people, like, that's my addiction is cookies,
Yeah,
which is a problem. But
yeah.
grandmas love me.
Yep.
I'll tell you what.
Aunts. Yep.
Grandmas definitely love me.
Yep.
So yeah, so anything else you saw that's like innovative, or anything that you've seen that you think that you only seen a few times that you like?
Yeah, social media has been huge this year. I feel like with TikTok, it's really blown up. Everyone has a photographer, a videographer, but lately I've been seeing a lot of content creators on top of that too. So someone separate from that to create those TikToks, to create reels, things like that, to look back on. You know, obviously you have photos and videos to look back on, but those hashtags, QR codes, things like that, where everyone can just upload right to one spot. I've seen that a lot this year.
Yeah. Anything else?
Not really. I think more so this year than ever, the timeless, the elegance, the neutral colors, the neutral vibe. And I think that's why the Willow is so popular, because we're such a blank canvas. You can truly decorate it like crazy and it would still look beautiful, or you could pretty much just throw a centerpiece on a table and the venue's still going to look beautiful no matter what.
Yeah.
So you don't need to go crazy, but you can if you want to.
Yeah. Do you see anything that maybe going away?
Yeah, the bouquet and garter toss more than anything.
100%. Yeah.
People have really steered away from that, which
Yeah.
I'm not mad about.
Especially the garter.
Yeah.
The garter, I see a lot. We still do a lot of bouquets, but the garter kind of seems to.
Yeah. I think people more so now see their grandparents sitting there and their parents watching that, and they're like, we don't want to do that anymore. So they've done away with that. And cake cuttings, actually, they've either have done none at all or just a private cake cutting where they don't make like a big deal out of it, and you know just go take a quick photo and go back to your dinner. And even this year too, we have a couple, I think 3 different couples wanting to do a private dinner. So we're going to have a table up here in the bridal suite, and they're going to eat dinner by themselves in peace, and then go downstairs and greet their guests after they eat dinner. So no one can bother them, and they can just really enjoy that moment together.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because I remember at our wedding, I don't think I ate very much at all.
Yeah.
And I don't think most couples do.
Right. You have people coming up wanting pictures, things like that. And it's just like, I need to eat my food.
Yeah.
You know, the food here is delicious.
It's
so
insane.
You have to eat the food.
Speaking about the food, let's touch on that. What I mean, Flair Country's the caterer here. How much do you coordinate with them throughout the day?
So I work directly with them all day, and even leading up to it. Corey and I will sit in on multiple meetings together about menus, dietary needs, children's menus, things like that. And then the day of, I'm communicating with the kitchen all day regarding the timeline. If I see we're running about a half an hour behind because of weather or anything else, I communicate directly with them all day. So we work really closely.
Cool. So on those, you said Corey sits in on those meetings. Is he sitting in as like managing Flair of Country then?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he sits in more so just for the food. He doesn't care about the ceremony reception or anything like that. So he'll sit in about the food, and honestly, he'll have some opinions and ideas as far as cookies and cake too, just to make sure, you know, say you have a tiered cake that's 3 different layers. Well, is it 3 different flavors, or is it, you know, just all one flavor? We need to make sure we're cutting all the tiers, you know, if it's different flavors. Or the cookie table, do we need to separate it if there's a nut allergy, anything like that? So
yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yep.
Yeah, I never think about cutting the cake.
And honestly, before I started here, I never, even as a coordinator, I didn't think about stuff like that. The amount that I have learned about food and allergies and things like that when I started here, with Flair being the main caterer here and the only caterer, I've truly learned a lot about food and different things like that when I started here.
Yeah, it's I worked with Corey a little bit when he first started Flair Country, and there's so much that goes into catering. Like, that's going back to vendors, like choosing a good vendor, like you can't go wrong with them. Yeah. And it's because like they know everything. They know exactly how long everything takes, and like if they need to delay it, if they need to rush it, like they're so good at it.
Yeah, and they've done it for so long, and I honestly think that's why the venue is so successful, is because they've had so much experience with that, and in different venues, too. They see, you know, what a bad layout is, what a good layout is, and even having that buffet in a completely separate room so we can fill that buffet and service it without even having to go in the ballroom is huge.
Yeah, and it's nice that they're usually on the dance floor. Yeah. So you can't do anything until that's cleaned up. Right. And then most venues, like you guys are, I don't want to say overstaffed. I feel like you're properly staffed, but compared to other venues, you guys usually have a lot more staff. Yeah. So you can, but so those other venues, like they're in and out, trying to take everything away, and it's just so much cleaner, and it doesn't eat up space, and it's just this venue's the best. Yeah. Basically what it comes down to. So you said like you love, I mean, obviously I love their food. I love most food, but what's your favorite food that they, man. Let's go wedding food.
Let's go. Make me choose.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Right? Our mashed potatoes, man. I can't, our mashed potatoes are the absolute best. So the garlic mashed potatoes and our whiskey marinated pork is like a dream meal for me. Okay. Yeah.
I was wondering if you're just sticking with carbs or not. Yeah. Some people, like my wife.
I mean, I could just eat the mashed potatoes and be just fine, but that whiskey marinated pork is amazing.
Yeah, I feel like that's my wife as well. She loves the carbs, but I could just go protein, I think. Yep. If I just had 4, I don't even know what they're called. What are the warmers called?
Chafers.
Chafers. There we go. If I had 4 of those, just full meat, different meats, I'd probably be all right.
Our chicken cordon bleu is fire too. Yeah. I don't know if you guys have had that.
We've had it. Okay. Yeah. Oh, maybe not. We always get what's the chicken?
Probably a chicken bruschetta.
Yeah,
We've had
the
that a lot
bruschetta,
too, which
yeah.
again is amazing.
We get that a lot. Yeah, I'm not sure if we had. I think maybe one wedding we had the cordon bleu.
Yeah, it's so good.
But yeah, I'm still a pulled pork guy.
Yeah.
I just love the pulled pork.
Yeah.
And the mac and cheese.
Oh yeah, the homemade mac and cheese. That's a fan favorite no matter what.
I like the more low key wedding.
Yep.
But that's just my thing.
Yep.
What about, so we talked about wedding cakes a little bit. Are you into like the big wedding cakes? Are you into the smaller ones? Are you into like, some people do donuts?
Yeah.
Cupcakes? What have you all seen? What do you prefer?
I'm laughing because cake, oh my gosh, cake. That's one of the things I've seen really, fading out too that we talked about. Cake is just, to me anymore, very wasteful because by the time you get to the cake, people are dancing, they're mingling, they're out on the patio, they're playing cornhole.
Yeah.
So what I always tell couples, if you're insistent on doing this big giant cake, have some fake layers in it. Yeah. And maybe one real layer to serve to guests, because I'm not even joking when I say 90% of the cake either gets thrown out or taken home by the couple because no one wants it. And same goes for cupcakes. You think you have a guest count of 300, you need 300 cupcakes for every single guest. No, you need about 50.
Yeah.
You just don't need it anymore.
Yeah,
and really,
I agree.
what I think more so anymore are these gigantic cookie tables. People are steering more towards that instead of the cake.
Yeah.
And as you know, the cookies go like crazy. You have that takeout bag, you have something there for guests to take it home.
You'll see people on my level they'll take their dinner plate up and fill their dinner plates up.
Yep. Yeah, and you know a good cookie table when you see one. Like when it's going to be good. And
for sure.
Even more so, like this year we've had donut walls, which have been very popular.
Yeah.
And even donut cakes, where it's literally like a cake but made of donuts.
Yeah.
That's been very popular this year. The wedding we had in December, it was amazing. It was this gigantic donut wall, and they had it in the side room. I don't know if you saw pictures of it or not, but
believe so.
It was all pie shop donuts, and I think
that's my favorite place.
they were amazing. And I think there were maybe like a dozen left, if that.
Yeah.
So they ordered a lot, but a lot went because guests love it. It's different, You're so used to the normal wedding cake with the raspberry filling, and it just really goes to waste a lot. So definitely the donuts and the cookies I'm a big fan of.
What about like I think you guys do. I'm not sure though. Like a late night snack.
Yes. Yeah. So our late night snack more so has become more popular near the end of the year this year, only because we were just learning at the beginning of this year. We were literally just trying to survive and get through it, which I think we've done amazingly. But near the end of the year, we were able to push that a little more, and especially with more confidence because we knew what we were doing. Late night is very popular after the dollar dance. Everyone's hot, sweaty, you just want like something to snack on. So we have pretzel displays, pizza and wings, hot dog display, with Coney Island, things like that. A Johnstown display, which has different things, that relate to the area. We have pierogies, things like that. I definitely love our late night snacks. They're awesome, and I think guests really enjoy it too.
Do you guys do, maybe I missed it, did you say like pretzels or anything?
Yeah.
Pretzels? What about like s'mores or anything like that?
We
do you
haven't
guys do
done anything like that yet, but obviously we have the patio, so if guests wanted to do something like that, we're open to it for sure.
Yeah. Do you have any other ideas that people haven't done yet with late night snacks? Do you guys do any pizza or anything?
Yeah, pizza and wings. There's a package for pizza and wings.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good late night snack. Obviously, if you're having some drinks and dancing, pizza and wings are very popular. Yeah,
Corey's
who is that guy?
But yeah, we've done a few different places that had late night snacks. I don't know if we've done one up here yet.
I don't think you guys were here yet when there was a late night snack, but
yeah, that's the best.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. I think it's just such a long day. It's nice to just grab like a slice of pizza. Or a s'more, or
even for
just
the bride
something.
and groom too, for them to go in and just have a snack, because like you said, you probably don't have a chance to eat your dinner sometimes. So having that late night snack is key.
Yeah, it is. And I think it's nice to, like you were saying, like the private dinner. We haven't done that yet either, but I love that idea. Yeah. It's just nice to get away like with your person.
Yep.
And like, again, just like be in the moment. I feel like that's so hard to do, but it's also so important on your wedding day to be in the moment, you know?
When they brought that up, I'm like, that is actually a great idea.
Yeah.
So our couple in November is the first one doing it. And I'm like, I'm trying to like not push it on other couples, but at least put the idea in their heads because it's awesome.
Well, I think that's the thing too. Like I have like my initial conversation with a lot of our couples, and I'm like, well, what are you guys looking for? What do you want captured? What, you know, and I'm talking to them and they don't even, well, they've never planned a wedding, so they just don't know about things, you know, and you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
So I love to like give them a ton of ideas and let them just go crazy.
Yeah.
You know, what do you want to do? And we'll do whatever.
Yeah. And people ask that even about decor, even in the ballroom. I'm like, guys, look at this space. Like, do whatever you want. And I can show them pictures and give them ideas all I want, but truly when you go in that space, you have to really make it your own for sure.
You do, definitely. So what is there anything you don't like about weddings? Is there anything that like you would steer away from if you were getting married? Not so much like if other people were doing it, but if you were to get married again. Yeah,
I think not communicating is the thing I like least about weddings. You can never tell me too much. As your coordinator, every detail matters. It doesn't matter if you think it's the smallest minute thing. And I think, you know, even as a photographer,
100%.
like you don't want to miss anything. So just tell us everything. Communication is huge. And that goes for all your vendors, not just me, all of them. It really helps to know it all.
I get the text all the time that says, sorry to bother you. Please, you're never bothering me. Never. Please text me, tell me anything or ask me everything. Like, I'm not going to tell you what to do. But I definitely want to know everything. And I definitely want to, like, I'll tell you the benefits of if you're asking me a question, like, should we do this or that? Or like, I'll give you the pros and cons to both. And then you just make it your day. Exactly what you keep saying.
And you don't have to do everything that we tell you to do, but we've done this a time or two. So we know things that work and don't work. So we're not just telling you things for fun. We know what we're doing for sure.
So how's booking for 26 going?
2026, we are fully booked in May. I think we have one date left in June, and that's the very end of June. We're fully booked in October. We have some random Saturdays here and there in each month, but I mean, we're booking up quickly. Do you expect to do 40 plus every year? I'm hoping
Is that the goal? 40 plus?
Corey's saying 45, but I mean, I don't know if I can mentally prepare myself for 45 weddings. But.
We only do like mid-20s, and it just seems like, I always say I want to do 30, and then I start booking, and I get like halfway through the season, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm good at mid-20s.
And
just it's too much.
And you put so much time and effort and passion into what you do. You don't want to start doing less just because you're taking on too much.
100%. That's what, like, especially with what I do with photography and videography. I don't want to like oversaturate it to where like, and that's like, I guess, a inside joke there, a little photography, oversaturated. I actually
got it. I got it.
But yeah, I don't want like the quality to go down because I take on too many. I want to be able to make all of my work the same, you know, and the same quality. So, and I'm sure it's the same up here. Like you don't want to be, you know, dragging by the end of the year.
Because on top of weddings, we also do events too. So keep in mind, 40 weddings, but that doesn't account for probably the 20 or 30 events that we do here too. So
that's pretty crazy. Cool. Well, anything else that you were thinking?
Not that I can think of. No, I'm just really looking forward to this upcoming year and you guys coming back here again and working with you and Amanda.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. How if somebody wants to book for the Willow, how do they get a hold of you?
Well, there's a bunch of different ways. You can go on our website and submit a contact us form, which comes directly to my email address. You can email me directly. My email is very simple. It's morgan@thewillowjohnstown.com, or we just have a general email address. It's info@thewillowjohnstown.com, or you can just give us a call.
And what's the number?
You're really quizzing me,
no?
aren't you?
Do you
I don't know it off the top of my head.
I don't know my wife's number, so it's not that bad.
Isn't that bad?
Well, what's the website then?
Website is thewillowjohnstown.com. So it's very simple. It's linked in our Facebook and our Instagram too. So
and they're all the Willow of Johnstown?
Yep. The Willow Johnstown. On Instagram, we're at the Willow Johnstown, and Facebook is just the Willow.
Perfect.
Yep.
Well, thanks, Morgan.
Okay, thanks, Ed.
Yeah.